Hi people, it's Danny here, and today I'm very excited because I've got a brand new Maschine Expansion from Native Instruments. It's called Bumpin Flava, and apparently this is designed for people like me and maybe yourselves who are influenced by the UK garage sound. And it's a collection of kits in the style of UK garage, and it's apparently taking in all of the different kind of varieties you get, whether it's 4 to the floor, 2-step, whatever. This is going to be a combination of a reaction video. So I'm literally going to sit here, going to go through some of the kits that are provided. So we're going to have a listen together. But then I'm going to do something. I'm going to put together some beats using a selection of the kits after. So I have no idea what's going to happen, to be honest. I've heard it's good. So it comes with a strong recommendation. So I'm going to go through these. So let's take a look. One thing that has to be said is that the configuration, the recording setup that I've got here, to get the kind of optimum quality for the audio and to get the screen recording, my buffer size is actually a little bit larger than I would hope for today. So just to bear in mind, when I'm triggering stuff, there will be a slight latency, okay? And it may mean that I'll have to quantize stuff or tidy stuff up afterwards, right? It's nothing to do with Maschine. It's literally about today when I'm recording. I've got the screen recording stuff going on, the audio, etc., all that routing, and there is a very slight delay. Okay, so let's have a listen. Let's take it from the top. So I have a kit here, a tonal. I'm going to go back to this. Now, it's quite funny. Already on the first kit, I'm feeling slightly intimidated. I tell you why, because these seem to be programmed very authentically. And you know when you get kits that are supposed to demonstrate a style, sometimes you may feel that they're not really quite connecting, but something about that was definitely on the money. So what do we have? I'm going to go back to this. So there's obviously the kit, kind of like a kind of bending bass sound, a couple of stabs in there. Little kind of vocal hits, so really nice little selection. Let's try another one, the away kit. Okay, onto that 4 to the floor. Man, yeah, this is too good. This is too good. Wait a second. Bass trap kit. So obviously focused on just bass sounds. A bit more of a kind of dub flavor with those time stretch vocals as well, almost kind of drum and bass. So kind of Reese style bass, nice kind of tight. The thing about these kits, the 2-step sound is that the kicks and the snares don't tend to be very long. You know, they tend to be very short clipped, kind of lively energy kind of sounds. And actually that's really handy when you're dealing with some kind of longer bass sounds. It's much better to have a short kick in there. And there's a real nice mixture of different textures here. You know, sometimes the beats are sounding really clean, but then some of these are roughed up as well. Some nice pads in there, some nice vocal effects. Honestly, this is amazing. But this is like a whole lot of track ideas already. I definitely wouldn't want to copy this. I'd want to do something brand new. So I'm trying to keep my ears open for some kits that might inspire me to do something a bit different. I mean, look, the one thing you can say here is that this is like certified authentic. A lot of these sounds, they just sound like ready to go. You know, they're processed really well. They're sitting in the mix really nicely. I can see that I'm going to be rinsing this expansion quite a lot for my own stuff. And also a real mixture of tempos. Oh look, this is kind of speed garage now. With the bass very reminiscent of Tainted Love. So that bass sound is a real kind of speed garagey style vibe, and I mean this so suits the summer, doesn't it? I mean this is London in the summer, so perfect timing. And of course, you know, you can see on the screen the names of these kits. If any of these are the ones that are exciting, you make a note. I mean, honestly, I want to know who made this pack. Potentially it was a collection of people, maybe it's an individual, but someone's done a fantastic job. That's almost like Todd Edwards. Seriously, this is almost like going back to the late 90s and being in a car with a Sirius sound system and listening to Kiss FM back in the day. Steve Jackson. Yeah, The Breakfast Show. You hear all these kind of vibes in that time of day. It was amazing back in those days, and you don't tend to hear it so much anymore, of course. So that's almost a bit MJ Cole. Shout out to MJ Cole. Man, I don't even know how many we've got left on this. Okay, so they're alphabetically sorted. Man, some of these are just like whole songs. And I'm sure you'll be able to listen to these from the Native Instruments website. You'll probably be jamming as much as I am to these. Oh, honestly, the diverse range of sounds and styles here is fantastic. I mean, seriously, this is going to be hard for me to follow this up. Even, for me, with the experience that I've had, to put together some beats that actually measure up to these. Honestly, I'm definitely feeling intimidated for a section when I start composing with these. This is it Todd Edwards? Have you put this together? Is it you? Seriously, it's almost like you've got all the heavy hitters of the scene over the years putting this thing together. Okay, some effects, dub siren-y stuff that reminds me of Co-op, the broken beat note. I mean, seriously, I think this could spawn the revival of speed garage sound. But actually, I have to confess, I have a speed garage track in my next EP, which is the summer EP, which is coming out in the middle of June. So you will hear that. So I've kind of preempted that. I'm glad that I'm hearing some of the speed garage stuff on here. Okay, some of that real kind of Akai style time stretched vocal, sub basses. Oh my gosh, that takes me back Sundays after the Ministry of Sound at the Elephant and Castle pub. Very much. Gosh, when was that? About 93. We're taking it back. Okay, so we're at the end there, and as you can see, I'm pretty intimidated by the fact that these things all sound incredible. So what am I going to do? What can I bring to the table here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find something that is a kit that has some textures that I like. Let's just go back. I've just flipped away here. Excuse me. I just jumped away. I'm just too excited. Let me just second one here. I mean, look, that's a bit too obvious. You know that I'd go for that, right? Okay, look, I'm going to go for that for the moment. So I'm going to load it. And, as I said, I've got a couple of issues in terms of the timing. And what I need to do is consider the tempo. Now, remember that this style tends to be a bit faster than a normal house. And I tend to generally, when I'm making music these days, go for about 125 BPM. So I think we should take this up. So let's push tempo. Let's go up to maybe about 128. Let's push shift and then put the metronome on here. Let's see how that feels. And remember, I've got a bit of a latency on my pads here. So I'm just going to have to kind of preempt the timing there. So let's get something in. Going to quantize. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the metronome off. Okay, that's nice. I'm going to put fixed velocity on. Okay, I'll do a shaker. Okay, timing was out on that first shaker, but I quite like that. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, what I'm going to do with that sound, I'm going to go to keyboard. To get it higher. Quantize. Okay, let's go back to the pads. Quantize. Ooh. Actually, no, I'm going to change the timing of that. That's it. Man, this is a lot of fun. Okay, now this, I like it, but I just want to adjust something here. So just making the attack, the start of the sound later. Okay, so there's a sub bass. Just going to put this on both ears. Keyboard mode. There's one bass note there that I'm going to move. Okay, that sounds wicked. Okay. So this is, as you can see, it's a lot of fun. Take it off of the keyboard mode. Now, what I've got there is a really nice little foundation idea. And so I'm going to save that for the moment. So you're going to do Shift and a file, which is going to bring up the save dialog. And you can tell that I'm used to my Maschine Plus looking at my screen here, but I'm going to save the project. Let's see here, Bumpin Flava beat 1. So that's saved. So because of my latency issue today, basically it's very difficult to do stuff on the fly. So what I'm going to propose is that I will put together some beats, and then what we'll do is we'll take a listen to those afterwards, and I'll take you through and I'll show you which kits I've used and highlight some of the sounds. How's that? So my first beat is using the pull-up kit. So I've renamed this DJL pull-up, and it's a 2-step vibe. Let's have a listen. So So you can see that I've used a mixture of elements there, you know, the individual drum sounds. You can see in the actual programming what's going on with that. I've used the bass. It's a massive bass to create a bass line. So that's got a melodic kind of vibe to it. And then the chord stab is being triggered up and down. So that sounds wicked. I'll give you another one. So the other one that I've got is realness. I'm going to come on to the Sundays on the end. So here's another one. Let's have a listen. Slower tempo. We've got that rough, kind of swingy rawness to it. And although I couldn't capture it on camera, these were put together so quickly. I've got to say, you know, it was so inspiring to work with these. And, you know, these are great kits for getting ideas down quickly. Let me show you the last one, which I think is probably my favorite, the Sundays one. So let's have a listen to this. Much more kind of my contemporary kind of vibe. Although when I say contemporary, obviously it sounds old. It's like that kind of 90s flavor to it. This is using 3 groups, okay? Let me take that window off there. So we've got the first one, which is being used for, once again, sampling window. Let me take it off. Here's the programming. So we've got a kit here, I'll show you, which has actually got quite a lot of melodic elements in there already. So it's drums, chords, organ, yeah, no vocal elements in there at the moment. Then I've got, this is the Sub FX Me kit. So it's another one layered on top. And then the Vocal Tings kit to add those triggered elements on top. So honestly, it took such a short amount of time to put that together. And you guys know, if you've seen my other videos, how quickly it all comes together. But as I said, you know, today, unfortunately, I have latency issues. It makes it very, very difficult to do any programming in front of the camera. So look, you know, honestly, that's my favorite Maschine Expansion. As you could tell, yeah, it's quite obvious that it would be, really. As you heard at the very beginning, through all of those examples that we listened to, this is incredibly high standard. But, you know, in truth, what I would do personally, you know, I've told you about my ethos of working with expansions. I would tend to take elements of several groups, like I've done here, to try to, you know, kind of separate me from the originals, that's for sure. But the thing that I'm extra excited about is the fact that all of these kits, all of the individual one-shots, are now available for me to do my own custom kits. And for me personally, that's where I get the most flexibility. So I'm very excited to have just expanded my own sample library with a whole load of very, very authentic sounds for my own productions. So that's it. That's the review. It's Bumpin Flava. It's a fantastic new Maschine Expansion, and it comes highly, highly recommended by me. Seriously, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. All right. Take care. Stay safe. All right. Bye-bye.